Hello, my name is Leanne and I am a speech and language therapist. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you briefly about how we can extend and recast children's sentences. So I like to call it moving on, and I like to think of moving on in two different ways. So first, moving on with play, and then secondly, moving on with language. So I'm going to talk about moving on with play first. So like I've said before, play and language development go hand in hand. So the more we can get children playing and particularly extending their play so they're able to do sequences of pretend play, the more their language is going to be able to develop alongside that. So I'm going to talk briefly about how we can help to move children on with their play and their play sequences. So some children, they can get really stuck doing the same thing with the same toys over and over again. And what we want to think about is how can we as the adults support the development of their play by extending their play ideas. So we don't have to get them to start playing with lots of different new toys necessarily. We can watch, we can observe, we can look at what they're interested in and then try and add a couple of extra things into this. So a nice example might be, if you have a child who really enjoys doing building with blocks and they like to build a tower and knock it down, that's absolutely fine. What you could do is join in with the child, have your own set of bricks, and maybe what you could model is building a bridge or building a triangle or a square or something slightly different to a tower. So you're still taking that child's interest, but you're modelling a different kind of activity, a different play sequence with the things he or she is already interested in. Another example of how you might extend play is, let's say, the child is interested in teddies and dolls, and let's say they're putting the doll to bed. Then you could say, oh, but now it's morning time. Let's wake up, Dolly. It's time for breakfast. And then you could model feeding breakfast and getting breakfast ready for the doll or the teddy or what have you. Another nice easy way of extending play is, let's say again you've got Teddy and he's hurt himself. The child might say, oh, Teddy hurt, or Teddy's got a poorly tummy. Then you can extend that play sequence by saying, oh, let's go see the doctor. Okay, let's go see the doctor. Let's listen to his heart, let's listen to his tummy. You can think about extending the play and extending the sequence. Similarly, if you've got a child who's like obsessed with transport, like say cars or trains or what have you, what you could try doing is having a car wash. So they're playing with their cars, but you could get just a washing up bowl and a bit of water and some bubbles, and you could help extend that child's play ideas by having a car wash. Okay, let's go to the car wash, let's clean the car, let's wash the car, let's wash the wheels, the door, the windows, and then taking it out. Oh, let's dry it. Oh, look, it's so lovely and clean and shiny. There's so much language that you can bring into it. So it's just really thinking and again following your child's lead in play, going with their interests, the things that they like, but just thinking, right, how can I try and extend this idea? How can I add another play sequence into what my child is already doing? And the more we can extend those sequences of play, the more we will be able to extend language alongside that as well. So now moving on to language and how we can help extend language. So similarly again, this is really listening to your child, listening to what sentences or words that they are already using, and then adding no more than one or two things onto what they have just said. So for example, if a child was to say, oh look, there's the cat, or let's say they even just say cat, cat, then you would say, oh yes, little cat or soft cat. So you're just taking what they've said and you've added one extra thing onto their phrase. So similarly, they might say, oh, the dog runned. You could say, oh, the dog ran fast. So you're also being able to recast and model accurate sentence structures as well as the grammar alongside it. So just that as an example again, if the child said, oh, the dog runned, you could say, the dog ran fast. So you're modelling the correct grammar, the sentence structure, and you're extending that child's phrase. So just taking what the child has said and modelling it back to them in a simple way, but modelling the correct grammar and sentence structure is a really effective way. It's much more effective than saying, no, it's not rand, or it's not runned, it's ran. Say ran, the dog ran. You don't want to be doing that because that's just not helpful for children at all. So what's more helpful is just to model the right way of saying it over and over and over again. And the more the children hear these lovely modelled sentences that you're providing, the more that they're going to learn, and they'll be able to start using them a bit more spontaneously or by themselves. Okay, so just to summarise, so thinking about moving on and extending play ideas and extending language. Okay, thank you.